Yeah, let's get. When I pull up in the spot, they be asking what I got. Gas for an extra mile, an extra inch for the dot. When I pull up in the spot, better show me what you got. Red beam, headshots, you better give me what you. Yeah, let's get. When I pull up in the spot, they be asking what I got. Gas for an extra mile, an extra inch for the dot. When I pull up in the spot.
Welcome to another smashing episode of Podcast with Soul, man. It's good to be back. We're on season 2 now. We're on season two. Welcome to the show. And on today's episode, we're gonna be having a very special guest. I'm actually gonna let him do the introduction and all that. Welcome to the show, though.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Well, my name is Alex Mpho, all the way from MP, and yeah, I'm a model, I'm a voiceover act, I'm a customer operations supporter. I do a whole lot of things, but for now, I'm just gonna keep it at that. Yeah.
What's a whole lot of things? You know, I hear a lot of people say a whole lot of things.
A whole
Is
lot
it
of
illegal
things.
things or?
Legal, yeah.
Oh,
just
I
hustle.
cool. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much once again.
Welcome.
Yeah.
So, Mpho, just give us a little bit of background a bit. Which one do you start with? Between your modeling, voiceover?
I think modeling, that one is the most knowledgeable one because I've heard so many gigs from that one. Voiceover, I do it as a hobby. I'll put it at that. Yeah, I think for me.
Hey, listen to this guy. He's doing it as a hobby, and there are people who are doing it as a career. Damn.
Well, the thing is, I never really much thought of it as something that I can live by for the rest of my life. But at the same time, I wish that I could take it that seriously. A whole lot of people kept on telling me that I need to like take it serious. Yeah, like there's been a lot of times when I go to a place and people like stop me and then they're like, "Who are you?" So I think also that when people do recognize me through my voice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But like growing up in MP, how was it like? How was it growing up in MP? The setup in MP
was nice. For a child to grow in MP, it's nice, but at the same time, it's limiting because they're not open to these things that you would want. The only careers that they do recognize is being a soldier, police officer, nurse, doctor, lawyer. But anything else that's way out of their understanding, it gets to be a problem for them. So you need to. For me, coming this side, that's when I was able to spread my wings and try a whole lot of things that I've always wanted to try.
So you say that if you had to stay home in Mpumalanga for a very long time, go up there,
I wouldn't have.
But you in between like MP and Limpopo. Don't forget to mention Limpopo. Let's be
Well, for me, it would be surprising for me that I've never been to Limpopo until 2020.
But right, it's a Christmas tree.
I tell you.
So you just be on the other
Christmas
side,
tree.
you're like, nah, I'm not going that side.
But that's like close, man.
My baby.
Imagine me going to, let's just say 4 weeks, saying that I'm going to
But like, how was the first gig that you had? The first gig, the movie gig that you had.
The first gig was proper, super professional. I had the privilege of taking pictures by, a celebrity photographer. I don't know if you know this guy, Home Web. I Home Web much. Yeah, that was a proper one, and what I liked about it is the people that I was doing the shoot for. I take them more as family than anything else, and yeah, for me that was special.
I like when you started out. Do you have any idea what was the choice one of it? Just walk on the runway, that's it.
Trust me, I had an idea.
You did?
Yeah, I had an idea. Like I said, growing up in MP, it limits you because things that you'd be interested in, things that you'd look at as a career, other people would, make them look like you can never leave from those things. Like you right now, if ever you had to tell people back in MP that you wanted to do a podcast, not so many people would take you serious.
But I got to that.
So that's the thing.
Yeah, but I went over to that.
Yeah.
Come on, black.
Someone's
What
the hell is that? Come on, we live in different times now where anything that you put your mind to is possible. And you can live by anything. Because, I mean, back then, for an example, as a kid, for me to notice that I was interested in being a model. Like each time when there's a new magazine in the house, I'd like bring out pictures of those proper pictures of models for like big brands, like your Calvin Klein, Costa, and I put them behind my school books. For that, I didn't know that I have an interest at that time. But if I was, thank you. So to me, I was like, I'm just decorating my books. But at the same time, I saw that I did have an interest in being a model, and that came to life later on in my life without me realizing, without me having to put in effort. And I like that.
So the first gig that you got, what was it? What was the brand that you first modeled for?
Can I surprise you?
Yeah, cool.
Alvada Creations.
That was your first gig.
That was my first gig.
I thought like that was like maybe the 10th.
Dude, that was my first gig.
Yeah, but how was the experience?
Sure. It was out of body, man. Because the thing is, the way they treated me, it was beautiful. I love the fact that they respect me as a model, first, and second of all, the profession. And that's why I say, also the people that were on set, all were doing the shoot, it was super professional. And the photographer, Paul McGuire, was so good. We were just flowing with it, and it was just so simple for me to do my work. Because he kept on throwing in compliments, giving directions and everything. And it made me just fall in love with this whole thing of being a model.
More than anything else.
More than anything else.
But like, have you ever thought of just making a living out of body? Forget about 9 to 5.
Yeah, there has been a time where I was so deep into it. I was so deep into it. Because it's not just, I think for me, it's not limited. Yeah, it's not limited. So for me, yes, there's a time where I wanted to be able just be a model, but at the same time, looking at life as it is, it gets to be a little bit difficult because bills don't wait for you to get a gig. You need to always be getting gigs so that you can pay bills and survive at the end.
But what are the things that makes you talk about things that you do?
Consistency, be consistent, taking care of yourself, because what they do by is you.
Break that down. Can you just stretch that bit when you say take care of yourself?
Yeah, like keep away from anything that tarnishes your name, and at the same time, your health it's the biggest key.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Don't overindulge in alcohol. Take care of your life. Sexual life also does matter. Take care of yourself. Your social media platform, clean that up. Your lifestyle, just live a clean lifestyle because people do invest in you.
Because those sometimes as a brand you need to be a brand.
You need to be a brand. And if I had a brand myself and I had to invest in you, let you be my ambassador, I would obviously look at your lifestyle, look at the person that you are, what is it that you do put forward and what is it that you do put last. And definitely that's what makes a good model. Yeah.
So have you ever turned down an offer from the brand?
I think there has been a brand that I've been turned down. Yeah, there's been a brand that I turned down, and I'm sorry to say this. It was painful for me to turn them down, even though the referral was about creations.
Okay.
Yeah, and these people actually they're also good, but at the same time, I've been like, I need to leave this. Right?
So they do want to pay those people.
Yeah, they just wanted to give me like
Merchandise.
Yeah, and it was like, okay, but then that's part of the pay.
Because I actually wanted to understand that because I had a lot of people complain that sometimes you work for certain brands and they want to put merchandise.
Yeah.
And the time, they will let whether they merchandise or
I tell you, So that's the thing. I took my time, I took my money, I had to come to the shoot. I have to stay there the whole day, possibly even come back tomorrow. Now you wanna give me a imagine.
But like, let's go back to the whole you working with Salva.
Yeah.
The relationship. Like, how did it start? Is it like who actually was like Salva? Here's Paul. Here's Salva. You guys can work.
Funny enough, you
Actually, me.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why I say that.
Yeah.
Remember, there's a time where you took me to the old store of Alvaro Creations.
Oh yeah.
At that time, I didn't know Salva. I'm not gonna lie. At that time, thanks to this guy, he's the one who introduced me to Alvaro Creations. Yeah, that time I think that was 20. It's a long time ago. 2016, 2017.
Yeah, it was actually 2015.
2015, yeah. And from there on, they relocated to Deep Ekasi, I think Ngonyama Street. That's where they moved to. And then that's when Salva had the interest of using me as a model. Yeah. So at that time, the friendship was growing a little bit by bit, gradually it was growing, but at the same time,
Kept it professional.
yeah, kept it professional. Until there was a point where I dropped by his store and just wanted to look at some stuff. And she was like, maybe I can use this guy as my model. And then that was it.
The brand.
It happened.
But like, how long was the campaign that you pushed for him?
Sure. I'd say 3 years, 3 good years. Actually,
Jeez, that's long.
3 good years. And we're still working together.
They were
now.
paying a lot of money.
Look,
Yeah, they were paying you a lot of money.
I'm not gonna lie, Alvaro Creations has been my pillow, man. Even during the tough times, and I'll tell you that, even during the tough times. Remember that 2019, 2020, 2021,
Yeah, everybody was going through a lot.
everybody was going through a lot. But for me, I still would count on them for so many things. So to me, it ended up no longer being about business, and now growing into being a family.
Which is that's the most important thing. And to have a local brand that is actually professional, it's a good thing.
I tell you,
Because now a lot of local, you know how it is with the local
Brands.
brands and all that,
Yeah.
how they work their relationship. Because most of them don't make it properly,
that's the thing.
and they want to pay you with merchandise, they want to pay with value.
But yet they still want to climb up.
That's the thing. But I'm glad that you actually have like a proper relationship, working relationship with Salva.
Yeah.
Shout out to Salva, by the way. Even though she's not replied to my messages, but shout out to her.
Don't worry, I'll bring it here personally. I'll bring it here.
But with the voiceover, which gigs have you bagged? So that people can actually remember. Yeah.
Standard Bank. I don't know if you would remember, there was this promotional ad
I didn't have TV.
where they
I
had.
didn't have TV. I didn't know what the TV said.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I'm kidding, man. When was it?
That was back in, when was it? 2017. If I'm not mistaken, it has to be 2017.
Yeah.
Because I was already in corporate, and then I had to like juggle in between the two. So I remember that time I had to bunk work and like go to, yeah.
Did you audition for that, or they just plugged you with
No,
that
they just plugged me.
like
Yeah,
that
they just plugged me with it.
that guy, voice the shop.
Yeah, they just plugged me with it. They were like, yeah.
Take it.
Yeah, and initially it wasn't supposed to be a voiceover, act film. It was supposed to just be me using my hands on camera. But as we kept on conversating with the guys on set, this other dude was like, oh, okay, we're gonna give you the mic, you're gonna go into the car, you're gonna record yourself, we're gonna listen, and we'll tell you what to think. And then that was it.
Jeez.
Went inside the car, just like it is, parked right there, took the mic, took the
But were you not
amplifier.
scared, like at the time, thinking, what's going on?
And I was super buoyant about it. Like I was just floating on top of that. It was nice.
What are they gonna do?
But for me, I think that was special because also that game, even though it ended up in tears between me and the person, actually the agency that I had at that time, but at the same time, I enjoyed doing all these things behind, all these things that people do.
So what happened?
No, he kept on
They're
letting
being
me.
ambitious on you.
That's the thing. And not only me, a whole lot of people who were working with that agency at that time, they really cared about, them not getting paid well, them not, being treated well. I mean, sometimes it happens. You
Yeah, it
go on
does
set and you happen to, let's say, knock off at 11 p.m. Obviously, there's no public transport. There's no, it's not easy to access transport that might be able to, drop you off where you are supposed to be. So now, as an agency, you need to be responsible for these people.
Yeah, because that's your bag.
That's your bag.
That's
At the end of the day,
You don't mess with the bag.
You don't
That's
mess
the
with the
merchandise.
bag.
You don't mess with the merchandise.
Don't kill the bread, dude. You need to keep the bread on the table. So that's the problem. A whole lot of people complained about, not being taken serious, not being paid on time, not being paid at all. And to me, there was, I didn't want to associate myself a lot with that. Then I decided to move on.
But with this, the current state of the country and everything else, do you feel that agencies are they producing quality models, or they just drop people because KSM has a huge following on Instagram and all that?
Yeah, models, yes, they producing quality models, and I like the fact that they still keep the bar that high that one would still need to maintain. I think
So the numbers don't really play any role in you getting a gig.
No.
I like, because I know with acting, you need to have the numbers.
That's the thing. Thank you for touching
Doesn't
on
matter
that
you
one.
look like Sam like this.
Yeah.
As ugly as I am, they'll be
tell
like,
you.
just because you got 50 million followers, they put you on.
They put you on.
So
And
with
that's
modeling
the thing.
is different.
With modeling, if you're special, then you get the gig. If you suit the criteria that you're looking for whatever gig that applying for, you wanna go for, definitely they'll take you.
So do you still have to be tall, skinny?
I don't know about skinny, but am I skinny? I doubt it.
Nah.
Now, you don't have to be. Okay, the height, yes, it does matter. I'm not gonna lie, the height matters. Skinny, that's why I say you still would go with the criteria. If the shoot is for gym, you'd suit that. But if it's for like your fashion, definitely you not too skinny but slim. I think that would do. So also the skin texture, also your hair color, also your eye color, everything actually goes into it.
Right?
They do matter. So that's why when you do apply for an agency, you'd like to work with this agency. Normally they look for your eye color, your height, chest, everything. Every chest. So now imagine you're fat here and you're slim here, it's a problem. You're slim here. So modeling for me, I think.
So you say that you need to have an agency in order for you to actually be successful, or you can just work as an independent modeler, which is
for me, I think nowadays you can be able to bag it. Let's say you do have a good following, and also you do have a good portfolio.
So you also need to have a portfolio.
Portfolio.
What's a portfolio?
Portfolio.
Okay, for those who don't know.
Yeah, portfolio basically is just your portfolio, the amount of work that you've done also, and how you impact yourself. For me, obviously, when I have to sell myself, I have to use all the skills that I have worked with, and so that they can also reference from all the work that I've done. So that they also take from that. Yeah, so that's why I use that as my portfolio. So the bigger the portfolio, the better the chance.
So you really need an agency, which is you have to sign up with an agency. You have 360 there,
I think you need a reputable agency, I'd say. You need a reputable agency, and the reason why I say that is because they do have a name to protect. But if I just use any agency just trying to pick up momentum with my hard work, it's gonna be painful at the end. It's gonna be you crying that I haven't been paid, or I got paid less, or maybe they're not giving me the treatment that I need. You want to get on set. They ask you what coffee would you like to drink.
Yeah.
Would you like foot massage? Would you like to get a massage? And So yeah, it has to be like that.
Yeah, it's modeling, it's nice there.
It's nice when you're up there. It's nice. When you're starting, hey,
Obviously, everywhere when you're starting out, it becomes hectic.
it becomes hectic.
But have you ever thought about working on radio?
I thought of yeah. There's time when I wanted to go for Y Academy. I just don't know what happened. I just don't know what delayed that. But I think if given a chance, I'd still go into radio. Yes, I'd still go into radio.
But you had a presenting gig not so long ago.
Oh yeah, it's still
Tell us a
going.
bit about that.
Yeah, it's still going actually. I love the fact that it came to me unplanned. Yeah, to me it wasn't planned. So it's Monday. I received this message from this guy saying, "Hey, look, this is what's happening. These guys are looking for this particular person. They just want you to record yourself saying a few things," and then and then I did that. But I wasn't planning to do it. For me, that wasn't part of the plan.
But you just decided to let me just try it out.
Yeah, it happened. Like Saturday, Friday, this guy tells me that, "Oh, dog, we're gonna record tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. Please be ready." It's Friday, and I'm like, this guy's not serious. I sleep. Tomorrow morning, this guy is knocking my door, and yes, it's happening. And then
At 6.
at 6,
Yes.
I tell you, dog, like it happened. That's how it happened. So it was for me. It was, it's like that thing where I told you that sometimes you plan other things, sometimes they just happen. It's just part of your life.
But so the show, what is it all about?
So we go to townships. We basically taste quarters and most important part is that we also target people that are well known within the hood, what they do, and views on everything that's around the industry that they are in. Like right now with yourself, we find out, okay, how do you find so, don't worry, we got you. Just send me the invoice. Just send the invoice. Send the invoice. We're gonna sort you out.
So that's what you guys do, like get to.
Yeah. So we've been here before. We've been here and we've had a couple of big names in the hood actually. The names like your Deep Sleep. We've been to Deep Sleep, and we've had Hitman CEO. Dope. We had Musa and the Face of the North. We had that. I saw that you had it. You liked it. Yeah. And man. And I think we're still gonna come back because there's still a lot of music.
So how many episodes have you shot so far?
So far, I think we've done 2 episodes. But yeah, we're still growing. We're still planning to extend even to other countries in the southern part of Africa for now, because we don't want to stretch ourselves that far. We still want to make sure that we work within our budget and we grow as time goes on.
That's pretty cool. Let's go back to that the standard meeting.
Yeah.
And also figure details, like what went down.
So you want details?
Now we want to know, like if there's
Okay.
somebody there who actually wanna be a voiceover artist, let's say okay, this is how you do it, and this how much you might get paid.
Yeah. So thank you on touching on that one. How much you might get paid? That was the problem actually. Money is always a problem.
Yeah, no, they
Like,
don't want to pay money.
They don't want to pay money. You get to a gig, you get paid 1,500, and you think, oh, this is what this is a nice paying gig. Only to find that you were supposed to get 40, 50, 60.
And there's somebody there who to get that rest.
Thank you. So that became one of the problems that I always had to find myself fighting. And also as a coordinator for an agency, being a coordinator, people that I always said still would think that you are responsible for extras and but you're not.
But yeah.
But you're just looking for the next person, looking out for someone who's supposed to be responsible for these people. They need to pay for your phone bills. They need to pay for your time. They need to pay for. But you are taking money out of your own pocket to do all those things.
All those things, which is
It becomes ridiculous. It becomes ridiculous.
so those are some of the problems that you're facing all the time.
Yeah. Money. And imagine you are starting and you want this to work. You want this to work as your career actually.
And you're gonna take any offer they offer to take.
I tell you,
you're gonna go on your career at the time.
you know, there's times where I had to turn down 9 to 5 in in hopes of making this work, but at the same time it really made it seem like it's gonna be possible for me to make it work. Almost then I'm feeling that like never you need to pay.
Obviously, like we saw you on a magazine, on a mileage. Yes, that becomes a problem.
It becomes a problem.
Like you're all over, but why don't you have money?
Dude, even people that you work with, they'd wonder why is it that you don't transport money. But yet we saw you on TV, we saw you on something, we saw you in that. That's the other thing that also breaks you. Because now you see also the place grow.
Yeah.
But there's no payout for that. Where's the money that you're getting from all these gigs? You need to be able to consolidate all the things that you were able to get from modeling, not just clothes.
Nah,
you want to leave from that. You want to raise your
and
kids.
like it's really sad, and I feel like it's people are just disrespectful.
That's the thing.
How do you pay one with the T-shirt? What am I gonna do?
What if I don't like it?
Exactly.
What if I don't
It
like
could
it?
be another point.
Another point.
I'm here to work.
You see, so for me, that's the thing. Also, they would confuse you with being arrogant, but you being reasonable.
That obviously they're gonna pay money.
You know,
You need to pay bills. You got right to pay. You need to look good. A whole lot of things.
I tell you, if you get a big brand, a gig, I tell you, you'd get a whole lot of money, and whatever that you were using to shoot, you take that. If it's food, you eat that. If it is part of the pay. It shouldn't just be what you were shooting for. Just because I'm shooting for more fire, now I'm just gonna get more for a 6-pack of more fire, and then that's it.
You're gonna have
No.
a favor. Yeah, you can't drink the whole day.
I didn't say that. He said that.
Yeah, but if you drink a lot of them, getting 6 packs every day, obviously
Yeah,
you're gonna affect
it
your
gets to that point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Too much of anything is dangerous.
one thing that there's something that I actually when cities start on this platform, I've seen a lot of black entrepreneurs complain that they don't have enough platform to showcase their products, right? But can I tell you that whenever I started, not even a single local brand, even from local, has ever approached me and said, "Can you advertise this for us?" And I'm not even going to charge anything.
And what does it say about
But they never. But no, till this day, nobody will be like, "Yo, okay, just write this program and bunch of people."
Yeah.
Then they're gonna go on social media and start complaining that nobody's looking out for them. Nobody's giving them platform. They can't compete with big brands. They can't compete with your Prime, your what sort of.
I think for me, it's undermining other people's equation. Trust me, you doing this now and looking at the amount of work that you've done in only one season. Much respect for that. Much respect goes to that dog. And a whole lot of people from where you are from, I think it's for them to be able to notice the special thing that you're doing and what it might do for them. So if you fail to see that, trust me, someone from out there will come and take that. And the time they take that, that's when you'll notice that I was supposed to have just, given myself a chance to go and sit down with that guy.
And then
sit down and talk. That's the thing. I haven't seen a whole lot of businesses from the hood ever since you started this. And it's surprising for me that this is happening.
You know why?
Yeah.
A lot of them do this. It's very important. Until it's important.
Until it's important.
Yeah. Because what it's happened is that what I've noticed for me to actually, I do approach a lot of brands.
Yeah.
Right. But nah, they don't pull up. Even the level of how they conduct their businesses, it questions a lot of things. For me, it makes me question a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because you call them now, I'll call you back now. Right?
And they never get back.
They take 5 hours, 7 hours. That's when they're gonna call you. No order.
Wow.
At the time you're running a business, it's a business that you don't know if I wanna buy, I wanna invest. But I think we also have this thing for it.
That's the thing.
Because man, I've been seeing this a lot of posts online about like entrepreneurs. Like, I know we're not giving enough platforms, like complaining, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, I have a platform, but none of them. I won't even say one. All of them, nobody has ever approached me saying, can you just put the candidates on a shooting? I won't charge. Well, some will charge, but I wouldn't charge.
Yeah.
That's when it goes back to that thing where they say that the government, people are not buying, people are not supporting. How do people support you when you're acting brand new?
Yeah.
Like you're acting brand new on people.
Here's the thing. For me, I think the biggest thing that really works against us as our focus on my people, like South Africans and like entrepreneurs, is that we also do have sense of entitlement. So what if the government decides not to put in a hand? So are you gonna stop doing what you're doing?
Because they want money. They're like, yeah, it's fun, we're paying tax, hold on.
You see that our businesses from the hood are not utilizing your platform, to show people how to continue and grow businesses, right? So it's surprising for me because at the end of the day, this particular person has an access to 10, 20, 30, 1,000 people from where you stay that are coming to your business, that are supporting your business. So this should show a bit of appreciation actually at the end of the day. So it's painful for me to hear that people from around here, our business runners, business owners, are not utilizing this platform.
But I also think maybe we understand business differently.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
I'll make that as an excuse for them. Maybe probably understand business differently.
Yeah.
But let's just move from there. Let's talk about the acting piece.
Yeah.
Acting.
Yeah.
How did it start? What was the motivation you had? Wanted to be acting.
I think it grew from just being a model. Because now, remember that other people can see something in you that you might not see yet at that particular time. So I remember my first gig was this other drama series that played on the biggest national broadcasting television. And I was like, okay, instead of me just letting, playing around with modeling, let me just spread out. You never know where it takes you. It might be representing, it might be being a presenter for a show, it might be you, doing so many things. There's just so many things that you can allow yourself to do. Without you just, focusing on just being a model. Yeah.
But like, what was your first gig that you actually like, shit, I'm at that place, and you felt like I could do something, push this?
I think it still goes back to Standard Bank. Yeah, because that was me acting and also voiceover. Yeah, so that's the biggest gig that I can
killing two birds with one stone. I almost said two stones. But yeah, killing two birds with one
bee. Yeah, but it as time goes on, you see that you've been selling yourself short if you've just been allowing yourself to just go for small things. At the same time, you also need to see the value behind your work. That's when you'll know what is it that you're worth as an actor, as a voiceover artist, as a model, as a presenter, as a podcaster, as whatever industry that you fall under, you need to know your worth. Yeah,
because I think a lot of people, that's where they by mistaken, like it comes to knowing your worth, it comes across
yeah.
They end up selling themselves short.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's where artists end up selling things because they feel like this is how much I work. And every time you find a man's worth more than that.
I tell you.
Because a lot of people are sitting on IPs that are worth billions.
Imagine.
Then you're gonna meet somebody because of Bala sometimes, but also, not having a bigger picture of this might worth this much. And you decide, what, I worth 3 ones.
I tell you.
The car.
And it's painful.
The butchers are coming.
Yeah.
They rip you off and those type of things, it's really, really bad.
Yeah.
There's a lot, man, that I think once you start getting into know how the work.
Yeah. You know, you touching on that. Sorry to cut you short. You touching on that, knowing the word. I think it also goes back to education as it is. In South Africa, we're not open to, we're not open-minded when it comes to anything that has to do with entertainment, and that's why a whole lot of us are still getting ripped off.
Yeah.
But these platforms that you guys are giving us to be able to voice out, they're helping other people that potentially can be ripped off in the future.
Yeah, and
if it wasn't for podcasts, so many people have a voice.
Yeah.
To say, you know what, unfortunately, yeah, I might be a superstar, but at the same time, I'm broke because I'm not getting what I'm on.
At the time, I'm getting paid 3.8. Those artists who sell it.
Imagine.
Just imagine.
To imagine, that's painful.
You're getting you're making over a million.
And you know, there's this stigma that if we see you on television, you have to be having money.
And it's not like that, man.
It's not like that.
It's not easy.
People also do go through life.
Bills to pay and outfits to come.
I tell you, look at it now. Let's say, for an example, you get engaged, or you get one gig that will be playing on national TV for quite a long time, or it gets to be repeated now and then. People see you. So in their minds, automatically, you need to pull up in a Rover, or you need to pull up in a Mazda, right?
And people don't understand that with the South African entertainment industry, not so many artists they get royalties over shows. They just get paid once off. They're gonna give you that 20K once off.
Look at Busitanda. I think it's Busitanda. As far as I'm concerned, from MCNS. Not long ago, it has been aired that he's broke. But MCNS is playing
it's still getting repeats
every morning.
Every day.
So isn't it supposed to be getting something? Aren't they all supposed to be getting something from that?
I think it's the type of contract that shows they offer. They don't, because I think, the thing with the entertainment industry is that we don't want to see other people successful.
Yeah.
It's like, as long as I can make my show, as long as I can make my thing, I just want to
money out of this person, then I'm okay.
They don't get royalties. I think that was the situation also with the whole generation.
Yeah.
The reason why the actors decided to wanted that, which
they deserve. It was the number one watched soapy in South Africa, I believe, at the time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So imagine, people see me every day, but at the same time, I'm getting peanuts out of this.
Salary at 25, 27, it's gone. And you're going to have to go to work from there. But it's some of the things that someday we're going to have to rectify as an entertainment industry.
Yeah.
We need to work on.
Indeed. And that's why I say utilize this kind of platforms. Talk about the positives and the negatives of this kind of industries. Talk about businesses, the politics, education system, everything else that we live by on a daily basis, everything that we need to fix in the country. These are the kind of platforms.
Because we actually have a lot of issues. Now that you mentioned issues that we need to face as a country, we have a lot of issues. There's this, I was checking the stats the other time, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I couldn't read the report that I was reading. It stated 70% of the household are now and a lot of kids that don't have vaccines.
Painful.
And I tell it to the people for the weekend. It was really painful to actually, I realized how privileged we are. And what do you think causes that?
I know, I understand, and I know that yes, we as black people, we've had it tough, especially with the colonial system being introduced into the African, overweighing African cultures, and which just gained self-consciousness not long ago. I think in South Africa it has to be less than 30 years that we've been in democracy. So you can imagine the damage that it has caused. But I'd hate to have to use the victim mentality that as we as black people still need to hold on to the fact that apartheid had a very big effect. Yes, it did, but at the same time now everything is exposed. We do have YouTube, we do have TikTok, we do have WhatsApp, we do have Facebook, where so many, it all goes to What is it that you invest your time into? If you want to invest your time into understanding why is it that black people we are behind, why is it that we're right there at the bottom of the food chain, why is it that economically we're not growing, why is it that so many things that we touch they don't go as they go, that's where we'll start being better. Look at our country right now.
It's in the pits.
I tell you.
But like, do you think that our generation, your nice responsibilities of their kids, because a lot of kids they don't have role models. Because you can't look up to certain people. It's painful. They're doing drugs.
It's painful.
He's a deadbeat father. He's a he's a scammer.
He's a criminal. He's behind bars. He's been killing people. He's an abuser.
He's an abuser. Like, man, like, it's just like, what the fuck?
Hey, dog, Sam, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's painful to have to look at Denzel Washington as your role model.
The time when I left the
time when I left
when Steve Wonder day, but like he's just missing in action.
You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. We as black people need to go back to the drawing board and allow ourselves to change the way we see life and stop trying to adopt other people's way of making things work and stick to our own. You look at the Chinese people. Have you ever seen a Chinese stripper? I'm not talking about the ones that are in the United States. I mean in China. Have you seen an Arabic woman stripping? Have you seen, dude, the list can go on. Have you seen a Jewish girl stripping? You never, but you see us black people decided to degrade ourselves as black people, both man and female. So who do we blame? We need to go back and try and shape up our people, our way of thinking, and allow our cultures to grow us. We do have cultures, we do have backgrounds that we need to appreciate and go back to them. Go back. When I say go back, and I mean go back to the olden ways of us being able to build families. Yes, now there's this thing called monogamy. For me, that wouldn't work. But it wouldn't work, right? But polygamy, I think it would work for you. So personally, and I think it'll take long, but I'm just going to touch on something that's not too much. So let's say, for an example, here's a woman, and she's in a monogamous relationship. She's got 4 husbands, and they're all sleeping with her, right? And she falls pregnant. Who's the father? There. But if I'm in a polygamous relationship, not that I mean what I'm saying, if I'm in a polygamous relationship and all these 4 women fall pregnant, who's the father? It's obvious.
But they are also
I don't. In this scenario, let's say it's me.
I get that.
So it makes sense why it's proven scientifically women are way more, statistically, women are more in number as compared to men. So I would say it's 3-1, right? And the reason why that is to avoid this kind of cultures where you find that Ingane grows without having a father figure, it grows without having.
But my thing is like, I don't have a problem with
monogamous relationships,
polygamous. But my problem is that if you can't spend time with those kids, don't do it.
That's the
if
thing.
You're not gonna have enough time to spend. If you're not gonna have enough time to spend with each and every kid, just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do it. That's my take on it. I'm not saying otherwise, but like, because I feel like the other issues that a lot of kids without father figures, without fathers, because Papa failed, other 3 wives, and I feel that kid enough attention to actually understand the ability of someone.
Couldn't he?
Could just go to be a doctor. At the time, the kid doesn't want to be any of those.
Yeah.
And that kid grows up with
anger issues,
becomes
a problem to the society.
Because of he never had a father able to actually sit down there and talk to him and get to understand him.
Thank you.
Boy, this is how life goes. And once he doesn't have that, the father figure is gonna go look what on the street. On the street, Brahmadumani on the street.
Obviously, he's gonna go into,
so
robbing people.
I don't have a problem with that kind of setup. Right? My thing is, as long as you're gonna have enough time to, out of your 10 wives, out of your 100 wives and all that, practice that. You're gonna have enough time to spend with each kid. But if you can't, don't do it.
So
that's my thing.
Yeah, let's say for an example, do you think that if he went into a polygamous relationship and still took the mother of of that boy in as a wife, would he still fail if they had an equal access to other kids and other mothers? I doubt it. That's the reason why I'm saying, for me, I think it would also tone down the issues that we're facing as black people, that allow the fathers to be closer to the kids, even though we are not in a relationship.
But like now, what causes the fathers to be closer to the kids?
So a whole lot. If economy as it stands, the system as it is right now, so many things actually are really hindering men from being able to. I mean, now let's say for an example, if you had to apply for a job, first preference would be woman and disabled. The last option would be a man. So let's say if these two people, not all of us, dog. Not all of us.
My take on that, I have to disagree.
Yeah.
I just feel like South African men, they don't want to take accountability for anything.
I'll go to that
They're
one.
just gonna blame.
I'm happy that
they're gonna blame the system, God, blah 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 blah. They just don't wanna background and all that. They just don't wanna take accountability.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Like when it comes to most upset fathers. Yeah. Sometimes there might be other issues where the mother, there might be other issues, but I just feel like
you are not part of the
issue. But I just feel like South African man. I'm just gonna say this.
Yeah.
They don't want to take it. They don't want to take accountability for everything.
Yeah. Well, I respect you too on that one, but for me, I disagree. Yes, I believe that there are others who are conditioned to, just accepting situations as they are and also utilizing the victim mentality. I don't like that. Trust me, I grew up without my father, and I've never spent a year with my mom. And this is not for me to say someone should be feeling sympathetic. That was the situation that I found myself, and I didn't create that. God put me in that situation, and from that I had to learn something. You understand?
Yeah, I get that.
So that shouldn't be something that I use when I go out there and now
my dad was never there. They started
and now I'm making an excuse.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. So in that I learned that the reason why I'm saying we have all these platforms where we can learn. You can learn something about yourself that you didn't know. Yeah. You can be depressed and you don't know that you're depressed until you hear someone talking about it. That this is what I'm going through.
Yeah.
So yes, now you're right when you say you blame South African men. There's so much that we can learn from each other's men. There's so much that we can learn from each other's mistakes. And also learn from what is it that we're doing wrong, what is it that we've done wrong, and what is it that we can do to better shape ourselves up, to become better in the society.
Just need to take accountability. I keep on saying that accountability.
That's the biggest one. That's the biggest one.
Because the whole thing, it's like we're also trying to, one of the things how we adopt the American lifestyle.
Yeah.
The Canon, type of lifestyle and all that. And we want to make it seem like it's an okay thing. It's not an okay thing.
It's not an okay thing.
That's a very, that lifestyle. It's a very shitty lifestyle.
It's disturbing. It's disturbing to tell the kids.
Because we're gonna be having so many kids with different baby mamas, right? We can't say it's always the situation that we find ourselves in. Like, I know it's circumstance. Nah.
Yeah.
Have in that situation because we wanted to be in that situation, and we end up not being there as fathers, and we're gonna think it's cool. It's not a cool thing.
It's not a cool thing.
Even in society normalized a lot of bullshit.
A lot. That's what I hate a lot. And also, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go to this one, that also the people that we see on a day-to-day on our media platforms, they're not voicing out on these issues.
Nah, they're not going to voice that.
And it breaks me a lot that if I had to find myself having that much of power, I'd rather save my people than to save myself only. Because at the end of the day, it pains me to see someone that informs that I can potentially be the solution to. It pains me to see that, this person, their potential remedy is my words. It doesn't take much for me to just say, look man, do whatever that you're going through, this might be the solution. Also as men, we do have guys who drink on a day-to-day basis. It's surprising. I don't want to mention names, but there's people that are leave close to them and they cannot go a day without having to drink. It's not a habit. You have problems that you're just not dealing with. And you can never hide behind a bottle.
That's why I'm saying you don't want to take advantage of this.
Thank you. That's why accountability comes in. Why is it that you're drinking? Why not go to other guys and talk and voice out?
Yeah. Or
Before now, we wake up to sad stories like this guy killed himself. This guy had this and this problem.
Depression is there and all the other things. But I feel like some of the situations, I told a lot of people that can support.
Yo, dog.
Like can support all that, then we blame it on everybody. Blame it on God, blame it on the spirit, animal. What? Like we just blame it on everything else. But I retain what I am. I level up spinning. I want okay, sharp, but I flow. This is what I need to do. Floppy the 1, 2, 3. I think the moment men start doing that, man, the better.
Look at this. Gender-based violence. It's painful to see that there's brothers out there who are killing their partners and they killing their kids and also killing themselves. Right? And this goes to the pressure of what someone else actually is. Look, dude, if you can be able to afford more fire and more Red Bull, dude, let it be. Drink more fire. That's what your money can afford. Stop putting yourself in situations where now you can't sleep.
Yeah, I think you have.
Right?
Oh, my days are all
Don't do that to yourself. At the end of the day, you're the one who has to suffer when it comes to getting rest and sleeping and having to pay your child's maintenance and all these things. I'm sorry I'm gonna say this, I believe that depression at some point it's self-inflicted. It's like me, I know I'm earning 20,000, but I still wanna drive a Mac. I still wanna rent an apartment that goes for 15K. I still wanna dress like I have an endorsement deal. I still wanna eat at all these top restaurants. Dude, it's impossible. At some point you need to look at yourself, look at who you are, where you come from. Do you really think you can afford to do that? Do you really think that this is what life should be for you? There's this say what at the end of the day, back to that, it's painful. There's so many actors and actresses and musicians and they were living a very lavish life, but now we had to experience them at their lowest.
I mean, that come back.
According to social standards, they had to live that life. So meaning that the pressure now gets to them. You're leaving there just because you're a celebrity, but at the same time, you still afford to. There's no shame in going back to the root down. There's no shame starting from scratch. There's no shame in trying again. There's no shame in finding yourself. And I respect guys like this Luke Makatini. He's back. He's back and he's better. He's better. He's better done. He found himself. He went back to his roots. He learned so many things about himself before having to find himself, losing himself to the world.
But also as guys, the other thing is that we get to a point more life in it's about too much. And that's another problem. It's about too much. Then we don't even see what's happening around us. Because sometimes you just need to go back to the drawing board. Look at yourself. I'm a shitty human being.
Yeah.
I'm a shitty father. I'm a shitty, husband. I'm a shitty partner. Like I'm a
shitty brother.
A shitty brother.
So many things.
Yeah, so many things. And you sit down and you go back to the drawing board and rectify these things. You're like, yeah, 1, 2, 3.
That's accountability right there.
Yeah, but
we don't
a story
like
for another day because we don't like that.
We don't like
and
that.
I know a lot of people are going to comment on this.
Yeah.
I know they're going to justify their actions.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking to anybody, but if you feel like I'm talking to you, it's okay. if the
if it fits, then why not?
It's cool.
Put it on.
So that's just But do you think at some day everything like we're gonna ever be okay? Now let's talk about the black nation. People ever be okay?
As the Black Nation, we need to find a way to be okay. We need to find a way and not be condoning things that we know that deep inside they're killing us. To see a woman dressed in an inappropriate manner, and other men looking at them in a sexual manner. Obviously, as a man, that would kill you. Seeing your baby girl on a leaked, video doing inappropriate things, that would kill you as a man. Same thing, you as a man doing inappropriate things, like sticking around and doing other things, that would kill your family. That would kill your wife. That would mess up your kids for life. So yes, we as black people need to understand that why is it that other nations are not doing other things and grow from that and take that from them and also infuse them into our own cultures, right? And also allow ourselves as black people to stick to our traditions. And I'm not talking about the ones that are just those that are not fair. I'm talking about things that are fair. Practicing what is it that black people have to come practicing way before the days of Bible, way before the days of colonialism, right? Go back to those things, infuse them into our lives, and I tell you, you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. There's so many people that I can point out. In South Africa, look at the vendors, the crowd, look at the Zulus, look at the Ndebelés. Ourselves to be able to learn from each other's cultures and not find ourselves separate and classified and divided. We've divided ourselves further by not allowing ourselves to understand each other. Yeah.
When I pull up in the spot, they be asking what I got. Yes, for an extra mile, an extra inch for the dot. When I pull up in the spot, better